Shalom, shalom. Israel back here with another class. We're here with the junior battle axes tonight.
Shalom.
Shalom. The title of the class today is called A Very Small Remnant, Israel. A Very Small Remnant, Isaiah chapter 1 breakdown. That's a lot, but my first piece is going to be Jeremiah 30 and 2.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30.
Give him a chance. Wait, give him a chance to get there. God, yeah, Jeremiah 30 and 2. Okay, we're going to go ahead. Yeah.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thus speaketh the Lord, God of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book.
Mm-hmm.
For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers.
So this right here, this is the Most High coming to Jeremiah as Jeremiah as a prophet saying, guess what? Take these words I'm going to give you and put it in a book so Israel can understand. And guess what? We're going to go into captivity again like we are today. And that's why we have this book, because that's how God's message can get to us because of this book right here. Can you give me Isaiah 34 and 16?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read.
My bad. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. So guess we got to take this book now and we got to seek out of it. And now we got to read this book. Read.
And read. No one of these shall fail.
Mm-hmm.
None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
No book in the world, the Quran, no other religious book, the Mormon book, no other book can match this Bible. It doesn't have a mate. The spirit of the Most High is what led this Bible to be made. So if you take this book and you read it, you can never fail. You won't fail reading this book and understanding this book. You give me John 12 and 38. Just beginning the class before we get to Isaiah chapter 1, something to help people relate and understand.
This is the book of John, chapter 12. Book of John, chapter 12, verse 38. That the saying of Esaias, the prophet, might be fulfilled, which he spake, Lord, who hath believed our report?
Mm-hmm.
And to whom hath the arm of the Lord have been revealed?
This is Roman right here, so that means Isaiah. Who will believe the report that Isaiah is giving us? This is what we're going into today. Isaiah chapter 1. Who is going to believe this report? Who is going to believe the report that Isaiah is going to give to people? Read that last part again.
And to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed?
Guess what? To whom have the arm of the Lord been revealed? To whom is this going to be revealed to? It's going to be revealed to the 1/3, the chosen. So with that being said, I don't want that right. Give me Isaiah chapter 1.
Isaiah chapter 1.
1 and 1.
Oh, chapter 1.
Yeah. Isaiah 1 and 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The vision of Isaiah, the son of Amoz,
Mm-hmm.
which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah.
That right there is going to King Azariah. He's a good king. He ruled for 52 years in 810 BC. You read it?
Jotham.
Mm-hmm. That's another king. He was also another good king. He ruled for 16 years. His reign started in 758 BC.
Ahaz.
He was an example of a king who went off and did not keep the laws. He also ruled for 16 years, and his reign started in 742 BC.
And Hezekiah.
And Hezekiah. He ruled for 29 years, and he was a good king as well. His reign started in 727 BC.
Kings of Judah.
This is who Isaiah was prophesying to during his time. He spoke to these kings. He was giving these kings prophecies and telling them how to lead the people pretty much. Okay, now you read verse 2.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear,
Mm-hmm.
O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children.
Guess what? The Most High is saying, guess what? Everybody take record of this. Listen to what I got to say. I have nourished and brought up children. Keep reading. and they have rebelled against me. And the children he has brought up, they have rebelled against him. That means they have not kept him. They have not kept his laws. They have not walked in the way which he wanted them to walk in. Give me Deuteronomy 32 and 19. Because all of us, we have a choice to make right now. Everybody, if you walk and you breathe and you live, you have a choice to make. Either right, wrong, good, or bad. The laws are not. Read that. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 19. And when 32, 19, yeah. 32 and 19. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them. Is that what I want? 32, 19. Is that what I want? I'm looking for it. I mean 30 and 19. Oh. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19. Mm-hmm. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you. That I have set before you life and death. Life and death. We are the children that rebelled against him. But today we have a chance to make this up. He said life and death. Keep reading. Blessing and cursing. Guess what? Blessings are cursed. And you can see in Deuteronomy 28 the blessings and the curses right here. But it's 15 verses full of blessings, but it's also a whole bunch of verses full of curses that can be put upon us if we don't listen. Keep reading. Therefore, choose life. Choose life. Choose this Bible. Choose the laws. That both thou and thy seed may live. This is how you and your children and your posterity can live after you, by keeping these laws and instilling that in them when they're young. Go ahead.
Let me get 2nd Ezra 7 and 59. Because that's a great precept for the Job school. This is gonna back it up.
All right. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 59. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived.
This is where the brother Ezra is quoting this from. He reading.
Saying, choose thee life.
He said, choose thee life. The Most High gave you two choices, but he gave you the choice that he wants you to pick. If you don't pick these choices, I mean, it's in the proof is in the pudding. We know what's going to happen to people like that. Keep reading.
Choose thee life that thou mayest live.
And choose thee life that thou mayest live. Man, the Bible is plain and simple. People just need to start reading and understanding and comprehending it. That's all about it.
Can I get a precept? Jeremiah 83. Because he gave you two choices, but many people are going to choose death rather than life.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 and verse 3. And death shall be chosen rather than life.
And death shall be chosen rather than life. He gave you two. Let me get this right. Say, for instance, you tested, right? The Most High gave you all the answers, but you choose to just do the test by yourself. Death shall be chosen rather than life. Read.
And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family.
Of this evil family, talking about Israel. Read.
Which remain in all the places whither I have driven them, saith the Lord of hosts.
That's all I got. Those are very strong precepts that help you understand what this Bible means to us. My next precept, give me Jeremiah 2 and verse 11. These some good precepts the brothers up here pulling it. They help give context of the scripture and help people understand. You get there.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 11. Hath a nation changed their gods?
Hath a nation changed their gods? Okay, keep reading.
Which are yet no gods?
So guess what? How are we going to change from a god to other gods who are not even gods in the first place? It makes no sense. You taking dirt over gold. You can have gold if you choosing the dirt. Read on.
But my people have changed their glory for that which doth not profit.
It doesn't profit you anything to go to these guys. The only thing it gives you is zero. It gives you the lake of fire and it gives you bad understanding. And you just bugged out at this point.
Be astonished, O ye heavens, at this, and be horribly afraid. Be ye very desolate, saith the Lord.
You read.
For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water.
So what is the point? We have a fountain of living water, that once you get this water, you will forever be, you will never be thirsty, you'll always be healed, you'll always have life. But instead, we get these bottles that got holes in the bottom of the bottles. It makes no sense. Our people keep reading that. Wait for you get there. Keep reading. Read 14.
Is Israel a servant?
Is Israel a servant? Is this what we're destined to be right now? Is this what we're gonna be? Is this what we're choosing today? Keep reading.
Is he a homeborn slave?
You look around, you see our people. It's sad that the state we in, but this Bible tells us that we kings and we princesses, we royalty. But we choose not to be that. We choose to be slaves. Keep reading.
Why is he spoiled?
We're a spoiled nation. What you got?
I want to just expound on verse 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
This fountains of living water is talking about wisdom. We have no wisdom anymore. We've been destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. Yeah. We ain't gotta go get it, but whatever. Right? Wisdom is going to the fountains of living water, right? And hew them out of cisterns, broken cisterns. Like you said, water bottles. And in our head, we got wisdom, but we ain't got no wisdom. We ain't got no wisdom.
You got it out? Give me Isaiah 1 and 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for the Lord hath spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me.
Mm-hmm.
The ox knoweth his owner.
Okay, the ox knoweth his owner. The ox know who his owner is. Keep reading.
And the ass his master's crib.
Guess what? A donkey. He knows where his master lives, where he at. Keep reading.
But Israel doth not know.
Israel doeth not know. We don't know. This man. This is an atrocity committed against us, man. Give me Jeremiah 8 and 7.
Jeremiah 8 and 7.
Mm-hmm. Did you put it? I put 8. Okay, 8 and 7. Yeah.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 8 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yea, the stork in the heaven knoweth her appointed times. And the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming.
These are animals that the Most High. These animals know what they're supposed to do. They know their jobs. They know how they're supposed to do their jobs. They know when to do these jobs. But Israel, keep reading.
And the swallow observe the time of their coming.
Mm-hmm.
But my people know not the judgment of the Lord.
We don't know. And like it said before, we don't even consider the fact that we don't know.
You have to remember, this is the Most High comparing us to dumb animals, like a donkey.
Right.
They know what they're supposed to do. They know what they are appointed to do. They know when to get up. They know when to go to sleep. But guess what? Israel just don't want to listen.
Give me Proverbs 6 and 6.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise.
Go to the ant. Guess what? And he's calling us lazy. Go to the ant and consider how the ant moves. Consider how the ant works. These are insects, and an ant is one of the hardest working insects the Most High created. It does its job. It picks up stuff. It moves stuff around. It builds its home. It does what it's supposed to do. And it never fails. It's always moving forward. But us, we don't consider things like that. And we read verse 7, because verse 7 gonna help you understand it too.
Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler.
They don't even have the Most High. They don't even have Christ. We have Christ, and guess what? We have Christ, and we still spit in his face. It's sad, man. Anybody got anything? Let's go back to Isaiah. We're gonna read 3 again.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner,
Mm-hmm.
and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
I want to get more on this last part. My people don't consider. We don't consider this Bible. We don't consider his laws. We don't consider him at all. We out here walking blind, like literally like blind. Give me Matthew 16 and 1. This it is really sad. And give you a chance to read it. But you can read out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The Pharisees also with the
Sadducees.
Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would shew them a sign from heaven.
Because what the Pharisees are asking Christ for a sign. The Pharisees and Sadducees are asking Christ for a sign. They're trying to tempt him pretty much. Being wicked. Keep reading.
He answered and said unto them,
Mm-hmm.
When is it evening? Ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red.
Uh-huh. Read verse 3.
And in the morning it will be foul weather today,
Mm-hmm.
for the sky is red and low and lowering.
Lowering, that means guess what the sky is threatening, or it's a storm going on. But keep reading.
O ye hypocrites,
Mm-hmm.
ye can discern the face of the sky.
Guess what? We can discern. We know what the sky. We know what happens. We look up at the sky. We can tell when storms are coming, when it's gonna be calm outside. But guess what? Read this last part.
But can ye not discern the signs of the times?
Guess what? We don't know the signs of the times. We don't know the time is running out and it's getting serious. This right here lets you know how dumb we have wisdom, but it's not wisdom according to God. We know all this stuff about plants and water and the sky, but guess what? We don't know what this Bible says. We don't know how to keep the laws. We don't know what the laws are for us in the first place.
Bring it out.
Read verse 4.
A wicked and adulterous generation.
Guess what? A generation. That means this is happening over a period of time. It's being passed down constantly.
Seeketh after a sign.
Guess what? We're looking for a sign. We're looking for a wonder. We're looking for something that's going
The Jews require a sign.
to The sign is this Bible. The sign are the curses. These are the signs. It has in your head, you should be thinking it has to be something better than this. It has to be something that we can look for, that we can look for hope in. Keep reading now.
And there shall be no sign be given unto it.
No man shall save you. No man shall buy you. No sign is going to be given to you because it's already out here. You just got to open your eyes up. It's here. Keep reading.
But the sign of the prophet Jonas.
Guess what? Jonas, he's an example of somebody. He's an example of somebody who went through that, of somebody who guess what? He required a sign with the whale. Keep reading.
And he left them and departed.
He said, guess what? Book closed. I gave you the law. Guess what? I'm done now. That's an example of somebody. Christ right here, he was a master teacher. He knew how to teach people, he knew how to reach people. Give me Isaiah 1 and 4. You got something?
I might.
Bear, how you read it?
Book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity.
Wait, start over, but read. Speak a little higher.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 4. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity.
A people laden with iniquity. Guess what? Sin. Abomination all the time. Keep reading.
A seed of evildoers.
Guess what's going back to this generation? It's a whole seed of evildoers. It's a whole bunch of people doing this, and they teaching their children to do it. Keep reading.
Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord.
They have forsaken the Lord. We to forsake somebody is just to not follow what they say, is to not do what they say. Keep reading.
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
I'm on mine first. Yeah, so we provoked him to anger. We promote the Most High to anger. We provoked him to a place he didn't want to be in the first place. Read.
They are gone away backward.
We instead of pushing forward, being proactive, we going back. We moving backwards. To help explain this, give me Isaiah 57 and 1. We instead of progressing and always moving forward toward the kingdom and pushing forward, our nation, we backbiting. We went backwards. We started teaching our children to sin. We put our children through the fire. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 57, and verse 1. The righteous perisheth.
The righteous are dying. The righteous, not just when it says the righteous are perishing, that also means, guess what? The people keeping the laws are perishing. That means, so if the people keeping the laws dying, that means the law is not in the land anymore. Keep reading.
And no man layeth it to heart. And merciful men are taken away.
Guess what? The strong, mighty men, they being taken away from us. They constantly dying. We dying off. Keep reading.
None considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come.
Guess what? Evil to come. It has to get worse before it gets better. That's the only way. That's the only way we can get back to this kingdom. Like it says, it's prophesied 2/3 are going to have to die, have to be cut off before anything can happen. Give me Psalms 12 and 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 12, and verse 1. Help, Lord, for the godly man ceaseth.
Guess what? The godly man ceaseth. That it's going to stop. Ain't no more good men. Ain't no more people who following you the most. Ain't no more people. This is David pleading to the Most High, saying, guess what? The goodly man is ceaseth right now. Keep reading.
For the faithful fail from among the children of men.
Among the children of men. This is helping you. This is talking about today, in case you don't understand. The children of men. We right here, we live in a nation full of heathens right now. We dying amongst the children of men. There is no more righteousness in this land. Righteousness is dying out right now. Let's go back to Isaiah 57 and 1. Read verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 57 and verse 2. He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness.
This is still going into, guess what, the righteous men. Give me verse 3.
But draw near hither, ye sons of the sorcerers.
This is also going back. Into, guess what, a generation of wicked people, sons of sorcery. Keep reading.
The seed of the adulterer and the whore.
The seed of the adulterer and the whore. Our people are literally out here. To go a whoring is in a physical sense. Yo, you can be a whore and you can go a whoring. But we also spiritually whoring ourselves out because we're not following the Most High God and we're leaving Him. Us being in a marriage with the Most High, and we're going to other gods, so we're breaking our marriage, and that makes us a whore. It's an adultery.
It's called
spiritual fornication. Read verse 4.
Verse 4. Against whom do ye sport yourself?
To sport yourself. You know, you out there, you making yourself known. You being, oh yeah, it's me. Keep reading.
Against whom make ye a wide mouth, and draw out the tongue. Are ye not children of transgression, a seed of falsehood, inflaming yourselves?
Wait, before you get that, let's get verse 4. Give me First Maccabees 1:11, because this right here is gonna help you understand verse 4. We sport ourselves and we make ourselves bold. We try to be out here as we're something, as though, and we're not. Like it says, you are the children of transgression, a seed of falsehood. That's the Most High putting us in check. When you get there, read out.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 11. And those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen. This is how we're sporting ourselves, and this is how we open our mouth wide and we drawing out our tongue right here. We going out here and we going to the heathen and we making covenants with them. Keep reading,
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
Guess what? Like I said in Psalms 12 and 1, we among the children of men. We making covenants with the heathen who are around us right now. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. Keep reading.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Guess what? Sin, it only brings sorrow and pain and sadness. The Bible is only a blueprint to help you understand how you should be conducting yourself and how you should live. Like it says, the Bible literally means basic instructions before leaving Earth. This is how you this is how you break down and understand what it's saying. Give me Isaiah 57 and 8. Isaiah 57 and 5. Sorry, we're gonna go back there.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 57 and verse 5. Inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree. slaying the children in the valleys under the cliffs of the rocks.
Guess what? Inflaming yourselves with idols. We're going to different religions, different gods. Christianity, Muslim, guess what? Islam, Buddhism. These are different gods. The Most High does not condone us to be in. But this right here is also going. I'm not gonna get it. But this also is talking about King Ahaz during his time. This is what he did, literally during his time as well. Read verse 6.
Verse 6.
Mhm.
Among the smooth stones of the stream is thy portion. They are thy lot. Even to them hast thou poured a drink offering. Thou hast offered a meat offering. Should I receive comfort in these?
Guess what? These are not what the Most High wants. The Most High don't want you to go over there and deal with other nations. The Most High is not going to receive comfort in that. That's not how you come to the Most High. How you come to the Most High is keeping His laws, statutes, and commandments. That is the only way that the Most High can receive you. We going to other nations, we going to other gods, and we making offerings to them when that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Read, dog.
Upon a lofty and high mountain hast thou set thy bed. Even thither wentest thou up to offer sacrifice.
So this right here, is going into a bed similar to where we at? Read verse 8.
Behind the doors also in the posts hast thou set up thy remembrance. For thou hast discovered thyself to another than me.
Guess what? That is also going back into this marital status. We discovered ourselves with other gods. We went to other gods instead of following the Most High. Keep reading.
And art gone up. Thou hast enlarged thy bed.
Guess what? We enlarged our bed. Guess what? We made room for other gods while also trying to keep the Most High at the same time. The Most High is a jealous God. The only way, the only God you can serve is the Most High. We can't enlarge our beds. We can't make our beds fit other gods and other nations. Jump up to verse 2 because it's going to help give context to that again.
Verse 2. He shall enter into peace.
He's going to enter into peace. This is talking about the righteous man.
They shall rest in their beds.
In their beds. They gonna keep the bed of the Most High. They gonna stay with the Most High. They gonna only choose the Most High. Read the last part.
Each one walking in his uprightness.
That's how you walk in uprightness. But instead, jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. Behind the doors also in the posts that thou hast set up thy remembrance. For thou hast discovered thyself to another than me.
Another than me, being an adulterer, being a whore. This is a whore spirit. Keep reading.
And art gone up. Thou hast enlarged thy bed.
Enlarged our bed, making room for other gods and other nations. Keep reading.
And made thee a covenant with them.
Guess what? That's what the first Maccabees 1:11 was talking about. We made a covenant with them. We went to them instead of going to the Most High. Keep reading.
Thou lovest their bed where thou sawest it.
Guess what? As soon as you saw these other guys, you said, "Oh, let's run over there. Let's follow them. Let's be with them." Instead of trying to be with the Most High, you got to keep your eye on the prize because if you don't have your blinders on, you can look over here and look over there, and you get led that way. Give me Psalms 106 and 35. These precepts are out here to help people get right and get to the Most High, to stop enlarging your bed.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Guess what? We got mingled among them because we didn't keep the law in the first place. And guess what? We learned their works. We started following after them. We started doing what they did. We started following their idols and being like them, trying to be like them. Keep reading.
And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them.
Guess what? A snare, a trap. This is nothing but a trap. Anytime you fall into other nations or you're trying to be like them or trying to be with them, it's nothing but a snare or a trap, and it leads you to bad things. Wait, let me get these precepts first. 37.
Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils.
This is important because it goes back into us being a generations and a seed of wickedness, a seed of unrighteousness. We sacrificing our children, we putting our children through the fire, and we give them to these other nations. And guess what? After that, there is no more righteousness. That's how evil is entered into the world. It's only gonna get worse if we don't teach the children. That's where you have to start. Read verse 38.
And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan.
They sacrificed their children unto the idols of Canaan.
And the land was polluted with blood.
Just wickedness, man. You get that yourself.
Man, I'm gonna give an example of tribe mixed with nation. Let me get Hosea 7 and verse 8. Because this is an important scripture to go over this point. When you get that, bring it out.
The book of Hosea, chapter 7 and verse 8.
Mhm.
Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people.
Ephraim mixed itself amongst the people. Keep reading.
Ephraim is a cake not turned.
Ephraim is a cake not turned, aka meaning cake batter. That's what's going into. That's why, because if you know anything about the Bible, Ephraim was black, was dark. There were a dark nation like this. Keep reading.
Strangers have devoured his strength.
Strangers have devoured our strength. It's literally saying that right now. They devoured our strength, aka taking away the laws from us. Keep reading.
And he knoweth.
They also devoured their strength by, guess what? Now you see someone from Ephraim and their skin is light. They don't have the dark skin. They don't have the woolly hair anymore. So he took their strength. That was their strength. That's their power right there. Is this bloodline that the Most High gave us? Good. There you go. Bring it up.
Have strangers, strangers have devoured his strength, and he knoweth it not.
And they don't even know it. They Esau took them, and then they don't even know it. They don't even know they changed. I've been like this. They don't even know it. Keep reading.
Yea, gray hairs are here and there upon him, yet he knoweth not.
That's all I got.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 3 and 8. Good. You talking about Israel being a whore. Let's see.
Jeremiah 3 and 8.
Jeremiah 3 and 8.
I can
The
read.
book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 8. And I saw when for all the causes whereby backsliding Israel committed adultery.
Also, I just want to get this: that Israel is going into the northern tribe, right? And let's say they committed spiritual idolatry, basically hanging with other gods and everything. Right?
I had put her away and given her a bill of divorce. Yet her treacherous sister Judah feared not, but went and played the harlot also.
So you see Ephraim, they over sinning or whatever, right? So God was like, dang, they really over sinning. And then he took their off. God took their off for them. And then now they sinning now.
Fine.
Stop. Israel gotta stop playing the whore. Like, come on.
And this is a really good precept because it shows you that both the northern and the southern kingdom did wickedness. So you can't vex them, and you can't get mad at them for this and that. It's gonna take both of us to get back because we both went off. We both sinned. So hey, it say what it say. Give me this. I want Isaiah 57 and 9. And we'll be done with this little spiel.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 57 and verse 9. And thou wentest to the king with ointment, and didst increase thy perfumes, and didst send thy messengers far off, and didst debase thyself even unto hell.
To debase yourself means you have to be at the top already. So if we debasing ourselves, that means we're bringing ourselves down to the level of the other nations. We went and we made covenants. We tried to be nice with them instead of being like the Most High created us to be on top. So we debased ourselves and made ourselves as one of the heathens. Hence the name Gentiles. That's why they call us Gentiles today. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give y'all an example, right? Martin Luther King. He brought us down. It was good that we separated from them in the first place. Us bringing us together was the worst thing they could have did, because now they try to make it like we're equal. We're not equal.
Fine.
Actually, I have reason for what he said. Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
I read.
Okay. That doesn't matter.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So it says that us as in Israel are a holy people unto the Lord thy God, as in we're separate from everyone else, right? Go on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be special people unto him above. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
So the Lord chose us, no other nation but Israel, to be a special people unto him. So why would we want to be the same as the people below us or the heathen? Just to worship their false idols and worship their false gods. Go on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
That's all I got.
That's also good. That's also a good piece of give me Matthew 12 and 34. I hope I'm not going too fast. I'm gonna try to.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12 and verse 34. O generation, vipers, Salakia. How can ye, being evil, speak good things?
Guess what? How can us, being an evil nation, an evil generation, speak good things if we're evil? Keep reading.
For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. The mouth is gonna always say what your heart is thinking. Keep reading.
A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
Guess what? If you and your mind are keeping the laws and you're doing the right things, good things gonna come to you. Good things gonna happen to you. But it's also a flip side. The flip side to this. Keep reading.
And an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things.
Guess what? If you evil and you're doing evil in your heart, evil things are gonna come forth on this Bible. It lets you, man. It's so. It gives so much understanding to the wickedness, to the evil out here, because the only thing people have to change is just these laws. If you put these laws in your life, then guess you get the kingdom. It's a for sure thing. The Most High is always gonna be on your side. Let's go back to Isaiah 1 and 4.
Also, you see what Esau do? They copy everything from the Bible. They call it karma nowadays. No, karma.
Yeah. True.
Basically, you reap what you sow.
How
to put it. Book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 6. From the sole of the foot, even unto the
1 and 4.
Oh, Salakia, 1 and 4. Ah, sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity.
My bad. Sinful nation, a generation of vipers.
A seed of evildoers. Children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
They've provoked him to anger. They've provoked him to madness. This is what happens when we don't keep the laws. The Most High God is angry at us, and he puts us in situations like we are in today, like in America. Just completely destroyed because we had a lack of knowledge. Read verse 5.
They are gone away backward.
Oh, my bad. We went backward. My bad.
Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
This is the Most High people saying, dang, y'all have done so much wickedness that I'm almost done with you. What's the point at this point? You continue to keep doing wickedness, even though even though curses are being put upon you. Give me Jeremiah 5 and 3.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 3. O Lord, are not thine eyes upon the truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved.
Guess what? He hidden us, but we're not grieving. We're not considering, like it says in verse 3. We're not considering that. Why is this happening to us? Why are we cursed? Why are people at the bottom? Why are we always struggling to find food, find jobs? You the first fired and the last hired. Why? Keep reading.
Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction.
We refusing to take the correction. Imagine, like, say for instance, you have a child who's doing bad, and the parent whoops the child, and the child just continues to do bad at that point. At that point, the child is refusing correction, and at the point that parent, the parent gonna get like, dang, what can I do? I've done everything I can for this child, and this child is still not listening. This is the point where the Most High is at right now. Read out.
They have made their faces harder than a rock.
That's an old saying. Guess what? We hard-headed. We a hard-headed nation. We stiff-necked. We don't want to listen. You read
Acts 7:51. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return.
We refuse to return. We refuse to go back to the Most High. We refuse to be with Him. We refuse to keep His laws. You got something?
Yes. Let me get Jeremiah 2 and verse 30. This scripture goes perfect with what you just brought up.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 30. In vain have I smitten your children.
He said he was smitten us multiple times. Keep reading.
They receive no correction.
But we don't get it. He done all this to us. I'm talking about people out there on the streets homeless. People drug bugged out. And guess what? We still receive no correction. We still walk around the same world doing the same stuff. Keep reading.
Your own sword hath devoured your prophets.
Our own sword has devoured us. I'm talking about black on black crime. All this stuff happens to us because you know why? We don't want to just listen to the things that's coming out of this book. We don't want to listen to the Most High. We want to go out our own ways. Keep reading.
Like a destroying lion.
Like a destroying lion. That's what we are. We destroy as a nation. That's all I got.
Anybody else got anything? Okay. Give me Isaiah 1 and 6.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores.
Guess what? We beat up everywhere. We got all type of stuff happening to our nation. Because the Most High also compared Israel to our body. So guess what? We bruise, we beat up, we not whole, we not together. Keep reading.
They have been not closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Guess what? Ain't no ointment, ain't no pain medicine being administered onto us. Ain't no CPR being done. We just out here tore up and just bad. This right here is a prime example of this. It's a famous verse. Everybody likes to use it. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Because it says, guess what? No ointment is being put on this sword. No ointment is being applied to this. You can read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
This is how we're getting bruised. We're going back into Egypt again. Of course, we know Egypt is a similitude for slavery and for us going into captivity for not keeping His laws. If you want that, we can get Exodus. No, we don't have to get it. But Exodus 20 and 2 explains Egypt in this sense. We read.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
So guess what? We said again, beat up, swords being put on our body. This is how this happened to us. Because we didn't keep the Most High laws, and guess what? He put us among the heathen with the other nations. Read up.
And no man shall buy you.
Guess what? That's why there's no ointment being applied, because no man shall buy us. No man can save us from this. No man can put us back together. But it's only one man that can do that, and that's Yahweh Shai, but we refuse to come back to Him. Give me Isaiah 1 and 7.
Also, I'm just gonna say this: they even goes into like the season. Well, they even goes into like what Yahweh Shai does. He kills and heals, don't. So at the same time, we had to come back to Him if we want to be healed.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 7. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence.
This is talking about back then, but it's also talking about modern day today. In Israel, if you don't know it, they've been warring over Israel for the past 100 years. Just bloodshed, fire everywhere, and it's nothing but desert over there. It's desolate. Nothing is happening over there because the true people are in the land.
Right. And we're not gonna necessarily return back to that land because it said we wouldn't see it again. Like I said, Deuteronomy 28:68. That's why I said no more again, and that's talking about our homeland in Galatians 4:6, which is Jerusalem.
Right.
But go on.
Go ahead and read that last.
It's funny, I'm just thinking about it. It's funny. These two people saying they're having religious wars over a nation, over a land that's not theirs. And then it's funny because America jumps in and all this other stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Just wanted to the verses.
Isaiah 1 and 7. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence.
Oh, I like this part. In your presence. So that means it's happening right in front of us, and we like this. I don't see anything. And it's happening right in front of us. We
signs and wonders.
Con.
Exactly.
Like, con. We looking for a sign and a wonder, but this is our sign and wonder right here. We got two nations. This land doesn't even belong to them, and they fighting over tooth and nail. For it, and it's literally desert over there. You can't even grow crops or food over there. So they fighting over desert. That lets you know how important that land is. Right. Read.
And it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers.
Overthrown by strangers. Not a stranger of Israel, but a stranger of other nations. It's being overthrown by people that don't even belong to. You need 2 Chronicles 36 and 20.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 36 and verse 20.
Mhm.
And them that had escaped from the sword carried he away to Babylon.
Guess what? Them that escaped from the sword is carried into Babylon. So the sword is going into, guess what? The people who escaped from the war that was happening in Israel at this time, they got carried into Babylon. And Babylon is going into, guess what? The America today. This is what happened. Because if you don't know, it says some are for the sword and some are for captivity. So some got killed in Israel, but some also got taken away to America. But read.
Where they were servants to him and his sons until the reign of the kingdom of Persia.
This is also talking about back in the day in 559 BC when Persia took over Babylon. But it also is important because you can tie it back to today. We as a people have been serving Esau for the past 400 odd years, and it doesn't look like an end in sight because our people choose not to keep the laws. Did you read 19?
No.
Dang, I went 19, but that's fine. Give me Zechariah 9 and 6.
Bible don't miss. It really says there's nothing new under the sun.
The book of Zechariah, chapter
Wait a
9.
second. Okay.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 9 and verse 6. And the bastard shall dwell in Ashdod.
A bastard, a fatherless nation, they shall dwell in Ashdod. And this is a funny choice of words because it lets you know the other nation are bastards. They don't have anyone to watch over them or father. So why do we as a nation with a father try to go to a nation without one and try to follow their customs when they have no one to follow in the first place? But it says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. It's going to Israel. Another nation will dwell in Israel. But yeah, you read the last part.
And I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Philistines going into Africans. But going into Africans. As in today, if you don't know, those are the people fighting over Israel today. Those two nations. You can go to Isaiah 1 and 8.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 8. And the daughter of Zion is left as a cottage and a vineyard, as a lodge and a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city.
Guess what? We're surrounded. We're surrounded at all sides by other nations, by people who are not like-minded with us, or by people who are not of our nation, by people who are not Israel. We're surrounded by all sides, like a cottage and a vineyard, or guess what? A garden and a lodge of cucumbers. We're being surrounded right now. Give me Jeremiah 4 and 17.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 4 and verse 17. As keepers of a field are they against her round about.
As keepers of a field are they against her round about. This lets you know what this verse is talking about. They're around us at all times. We're always being watched, always being surrounded. When you go to work, you always being tracked by credit cards. Guess what? They know what car you drive. They know we're always surrounded. They know what we're doing at all times. There is no safe place in this nation.
Because she hath been rebellious against me, saith the Lord.
Because it ties back into what the basis of the class is. Because we have been rebellious against him, and because we didn't keep the laws in the first place. This is what happened. Go ahead.
Read Jeremiah 5:23. 5 and 23. It ties into this last scripture that Brother Joe just quoted.
Jeremiah 5 and 23.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 23. But this people hath a revolting and a rebellious heart.
Have a revolting and a rebellious heart. I'm talking about we have we have rebellious heart. We don't want to listen to nothing the Most High says to do at all. Keep reading.
And a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone.
And our people are gone. Like the scriptures say, lost for lack of knowledge.
Read 24.
Verse 24. Neither say they in their heart, let us now fear the Lord our God.
Okay, let us now fear the Lord our God. This is gonna let you know how stupid our actions are. Read.
That giveth rain.
Let's not fear the Most High God that give us rain. Read.
Both the former and the latter. In his season.
Guess what? Give us rain in both seasons. Guess what? Spring rain, but he also give us rain in other seasons as well. Read.
He reserveth unto us the appointed weeks of the harvest.
Guess what? Let's not fear the Most High God who does all this for us, but let's fear another nation God who literally can do nothing for us but lead us to destruction. It lets you know the mindset of our people. Read one more.
I was just gonna say.
Verse 25. Your iniquities have turned away these things, and your sins have withholden good things from you.
Guess what? The good things are not being given to us because we're not doing the good things the Most High wants us to do. We're doing wicked things. Guess what? Wicked portion is what you get, and a good portion is what you get if you're doing good. This Bible is true, like it says. Was it Matthew 12 and was that 30? It says the same thing. You get portion to what you do. You reap what you sow, pretty much. Let's go back Isaiah 1 and 9. You got something?
Yeah, we keep quoting it. Let's go over here. Just go to Hosea 46.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6.
Read.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
We've been destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
We rejected knowledge. We be teaching on the streets. They ain't trying to hear it. They rejected knowledge. Now read.
I will also reject thee.
He gonna also reject you. Now read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
You ain't gonna be no priest no more. Read.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God.
Because you ain't keeping the law of God. Now read.
I will also forget thy children.
He also gonna forget you. So don't just keep the law for yourself. Keep the law for your children too, because that matters too. Now read. Now you can go ahead.
No, actually, since we're here, jump down to verse 12, because verse 12 time with your class as well.
Verse 12. My people ask counsel at their stalks, and their staff declareth unto them, for the spirit of whoredoms hath caused them to err.
The spirit of whoredom has caused them to err. The spirit of not wanting to serve God and going to other gods. The Most High God is jealous. He only wants you to be with him. You can't enlarge your bed to fit all these other nations and gods. Keep reading.
And they have gone a whoring from under their God.
From under their God. That there is a possessive there. Guess what? That means there. It is actually their God. He's the only God of that nation. So we take that for granted and we want to go to other places and follow other people in other nations, and we shouldn't be doing that. You
can jump down to 15 too if you want to.
Go ahead.
Verse 15. Though thou, Israel, play the harlot, yet let not Judah offend, and come not ye unto Gilgal. Neither go ye up to Bethaven, nor swear the Lord liveth.
These are other gods that we forsake the Most High. We went to them gods and we said, forget the Most High and let's go to these guys and let's follow them. Anybody got anything else? You can go back to Isaiah 1 and 9.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 9. Except the Lord of hosts hath left unto us a very small remnant.
Guess what? This time to the title of class. Except the Lord of hosts had, after all this breakdown of guess what? We not keeping the laws. The Most High still is going to show us favor. Read that first part over again.
Except the Lord of hosts hath left unto us a very small remnant.
Man, that should feel good to you. That should feel good to know the Most High is still showing you favor, even though you've been through all this wickedness and sin. Keep reading.
We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah.
Let's get the understanding on that. Give me Ezekiel 6 and 8. That should be a blessing to know that the Most High is still, after all this, showing us favor, even though we've been the most wickedest nation on it. Like he could have left us in giving us chose another nation, but he stayed with us. All right.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 6, verse 8. Yet will I leave a remnant that ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations.
Guess what? They're gonna escape the sword of the sword among the nations. They're gonna escape. They're gonna escape these. They're gonna escape these horror spirits going around. They're gonna escape following other nations. They're gonna escape not following idols. They're gonna keep the laws in this strange nation full of people who don't see. Keeping the laws among people who don't keep the laws is one of the hardest things to do. But guess what? The Most High said it's not grievous, so we can do it.
Right. When ye shall be scattered through the countries.
Guess what? It lets you know we are scattered today. That's how you know who the people of the Bible are, because we scattered everywhere. It's people in all nations and all different continents on this world. Read verse 9.
And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captive.
They gonna remember the Most High among the other nations where they gonna be carried captive. Keep reading.
Because I am broken with their whorish heart.
He's broken with their whorish heart. Keep reading.
Which hath departed from me.
That's what happens when you take on a whore spirit. You depart from the Most High. You leave the Most High. You go to other gods. Keep reading.
And with their eyes, which go a whoring after their idols.
That's going into, guess what? Like I said earlier, as soon as you saw this other idol, you went straight to it. You like, oh, let's beeline over. Let's follow that instead of following the Most High. Keep reading.
And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abominations.
Guess what? We're going to loathe ourselves. We're going to repent, and we're going to come back to the Most High. That's us today. What's your briefing? Go ahead.
Hosea 5:3.
Book of Hosea, chapter 5, and verse 3. I know Ephraim, and Israel is not hid from me.
All right.
For now, O Ephraim, thou committest whoredom, and Israel is defiled.
Ephraim committeth whoredom, and Israel is defiled. And basically, that's going, like I said, going to serving other gods. We over here serving other gods.
All right. Give me Jeremiah 44 and 28. Be coming down. We get into here. Got a couple more precepts left. Jeremiah 44 and 28.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44, and verse 28. Yet a small number that escaped the sword
a small number that escaped the sword,
shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah.
Guess what? This small number is going to return to the Most High, and it's going to leave the wickedness of this land and go back to the Most High. Keep reading.
And all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there shall know whose words shall stand, mine or theirs.
Guess what? We gonna know whose words is gonna stand. This Bible is a double-edged sword. It's gonna continue to cut and slice and slice until you come back to him, until you choose him. The Bible's gonna make you do what he wants you to do. Because if you bearing record with these words and you taking heed with these words, this should mean something to you. You should feel this right now. This should be a feeling to you. Give me Isaiah 10 and 20.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 10.
Wait, give him a second.
Yes, we can show them.
Fast. No. You can go ahead and go.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 10, and verse 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escape of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them.
Yeah, so we ain't gonna no more follow this enemy that's constantly doing us bad. We want to follow the white man, these other nations so bad, but all they doing is just treating us so bad, giving us the tail, giving us bad things. Guess what? You go in the store, the cheapest thing in the store is pork. Yeah, hey, come on now. We got to see behind. We got to see through the smoke and mirrors. We gotta see and look past this to the Most High. Keep reading.
But shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth.
Khan is going back to the Holy One of Israel. These whole pieces, they all tie in together and they mean something. Keep reading.
The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God.
The 1/3, they gonna return. Keep reading.
For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea.
You cannot count the sands of the sea. That lets you know how powerful we gonna be. All praise to the Most High. Keep reading.
Yet a remnant of them shall return.
Mm-hmm.
The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
Righteousness. We're gonna be back in our righteousness. We're gonna be back in our rightful place at the top. We're not gonna debase ourselves no more. We're not gonna enlarge our bed to fit all these other nations. We're gonna finally see that we should be at the top and nobody else will take our place. This last precept I got, give me Judges 5 and 11. Because this precept right here also is a good place to tie in. This last precept right here.
Book of Judges, chapter 5, and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers and the places of drawn water.
They that are delivered from the sword, or like it's been saying in past precepts, but in the case of today, delivered from nuclear destruction in this world. And today, those who are delivered from that in the places of drawn water means servitude, places where we serve other people. We drawn water for them pretty much. Keep reading.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord.
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. This is how we gonna show our righteousness today. Today, in this time, this is where we're gonna rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. Keep reading.
Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Then, after all this righteousness, after all the time we put in to be righteous in this nation here today, then are we gonna see the gates? Gates as in plural, not one gate, but 12 gates.
That's right.
All praises. That's the end. We gonna get a law because we always say Israel keep the law, but we never. But you always want to give Israel a law to keep. So if you give a law a class, maybe it'll help some people with the issues they have or with the problems they need to take care of. Give me Leviticus 20 and 23.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 23. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation, which I cast out before you.
Ye shall not walk in the manner of the nations which he put us in. These are he put us in these nations as a punishment, so we can't walk. We can't walk like them.
For they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
Guess what? He abhorred us for that. And with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.